touched on that toward the end. 3 melee cores versus a Pudge, a Pango. Things could get difficult, but let's see if Into the Breach can do it.
A lot still on the line for this one for both of the teams. Panel talked about it earlier, but for Into the Breach, you know, again, this is their now one win that they had sort of gained earlier is kind of in a little bit of contention. They still have a big matchup later on this week against one of those other 2 squads coming down from the bottom, trying to stay out of relegation. And for Gaimin Gladiators, they're trying to make sure that they can secure their spot at the major if possible. And
they're setting up for first blood here, maybe.
Look at this. Immersion spots Dyrachyo, immediately backs away, and Celery nearby does have the frostbite, but does he manage to find the hook?
Sure
Connection's
does.
there, and the battery assault, the rundown. Immersion looking like he's going to be giving up the first blood.
Tofu gets last hit. Great start for Clockwork to have a good laning phase, and did he actually get it? He wasn't in range for the Flesh Sheath, though. But either way, the ward will be taken out. We've seen this lane now a couple times, like similar kind of lane. We've seen the Pudge +1 versus the Brood +1 that we saw at Liquid. Dude, Liquid did really good versus this Pudge. They always had the Blightstone on the 4 position, and then they would just harass him. But looking at itemization, no Blightstone on Techies. So I think this lane is probably going to go a little bit better for this Pudge, because he also has a CM backing him up.
Right. If that would have been the thing coming out there, you could have imagined, you know, okay, Into the Breach, watching those Liquid matches, trying to take some inspiration for how to deal with it. And you can see the esportsbet.io odds right now significantly favoring Gaimin Gladiators. And I want to see, you know, some of this obviously is just like the pedigree that we've seen each of these teams put forward. There's been some games where Into the Breach have looked really solid and a couple where they've fallen flat.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be looking at Supreme this game to see what he's going to be able to do. His sheet mentioned also 15-minute timing, how explosive they can be with the Blink, with the Techie Shard. But will it be enough? I think Gaimin Gladiators has such a good draft to be able to fight back early, so I think Supreme's going to have to make some magic. And I think O-Taker is going to have to do something really special on this Marcy, because, yeah, we just don't get to see the carry Marcy much, if ever.
Yeah, I remember, like we were talking about, Jiangyu in China is, well, you'll get it exposed there onto Tofu, but still doing a ton of damage down bottom, already beginning a little bit of the battles that we're expecting in this match. But it is going to be interesting to see how much can a carry Marcy get done, because, you know, the big benefit of the 3 is that you're getting all of that firepower out of a position that you don't normally find it, as, well, maybe a chance. Zibe getting away from them. So he'll be able to live through that one, but Dyrachyo already taking a blink, and Immersion's doing some good harassment here, even without the Blightstone.
Yeah, this is similar to how Liquid plays it. So we'll see if Zibe decides to get the Hunger at level 2. That's what we've seen Zai do over and over again against this Pudge, because Pudge, low armor, you're able to actually hit back and trade with him decently. So I think that's probably the lane to watch for early aggressive kills, either one of the sides.
So keep our eyes on that one if they can make it happen. But the hook, this is the nice combination. It always feels so weird when you like find the frostbite into the hook and he just walks away. He's like, I don't want it, actually.
Yeah, he's still scared. It's a lot of burst damage that comes out between these two. So, yeah, top is definitely going to be that one to look out for kills. Bottom, seeing Tofu have some nice trades coming in. Good toss back there.
Take rebound. The lift pulls him into the creep wave. A couple more punches, but Tofu gets the separation.
He doesn't have a salve, but he's got Tango, so should be able to heal himself up. Backpacking his gauntlets, so good efficiency.
Well, the other thing that the panel was definitely mentioning early on was this Tiny versus Pango matchup that we're going to be keeping our eyes on a little bit. But you can already see 11-4 versus the 9-2 getting a little bit of that advantage in terms of the denies starting out early for the Tiny.
Yeah, it should be a little bit of an advantage there coming out for Supreme. That's why I was like, I think the key of this game is really going to be looking at Supreme's early game if he's able to get a good blink timing to make those rotations around the map. Because the other lanes looks like, I mean, especially bottom is going to be really rough. The Marcy gets another grab, but Tofu should be just fine. Ace is going to free farm, and I don't really see them being able to pressure him, and O-Taker's already getting slowed down a lot. 7-1 last hits on this safe lane Marcy at the moment.
So what is the other issue besides just like the Pango later on disarming constantly? Why don't we see Marcy that much out of the carry position?
She doesn't farm very well. She's like just, you know, you need to use rebound and stuff to farm. It's never going to be the case. You want to max sidekick, so she does have some farming issues. She has great fighting, but the farming can sometimes be a problem. Because how do you want to itemize? This is not a Battle Fury hero. This is usually like an armlet, some type of early game items like that. So we'll see what route it is, because like we were saying, I don't see safe lane Marcy almost ever. So
right. And maybe the idea is just going to be to try and farm heroes and fight around that timing that we've talked about. But of course, Gaimin Gladiators do have a very strong combination themselves. And maybe the other thing that I'll mention is, like, Gaimin not really a great hero to pick up that mech that we've been seeing so often as Techie's caught again. This time Dyrachyo sticks around, wants to take the fight, the blast off the damage. It's going to be enough to bring him low, and Zibe able to clean up Dyrachyo after the kill into Immersion.
Good trades. I think he's landed 6 or 7 hooks in a row now. ICM makes it quite easy, of course, but still really nice plays. Now bottom, Tofu, he's level 3, level 2 battery assault.
Good damage, all the trees there too. They pull in Ace a little bit closer to get the punches off, but Kadaro gonna live, and now the turn. Ace starting to drop low, and good cogs to find it, but they will get one more stun coming from that telekinesis drop down.
Yeah, looks like it just has to be the way that they play this lane. Just you're gonna start to fall behind in the Marcy, but you do have kill threat if you are able to get on Ace, and Ace is staying kind of low, so they could potentially maybe get him.
Thought they might rebound off that creep there, but doesn't decide to go for it, so.
Rebound is very pathetic, level 1. Gotta remember that now. It's got it literally dumpstered.
It goes for 1-1-1, so yeah.
Gotta get that sidekick points to already start putting in. It's hard to play with just 1 point in rebound, so I'm waiting to see if maybe he puts a second point at 4, and then you go back for maxing the sidekick, but yeah, we'll see what the build's gonna be for Taker.
Supreme getting pummeled here by Quinn. He went for the Blade Stone instead. Getting some good damage onto that no armor Tiny, so Supreme starting to take a bit of a beating. And you'll have to refresh my memory a little bit, because I'm not sure if I remember seeing it all the time as a little bit of a pushback up there, but this Broodmother build, going for the double Wraith Band into boots, is this pretty normal?
It's a little different, but it just says he wants to fight the lane, right? And they feel strong in this lane versus a Pudge who can suffer from physical damage, as Dyrachyo will be able to step away, waiting for the hook. But he's constantly sitting low. Even though he has Ring of Health, they're doing a great job up here putting pressure on.
Even forcing back Celery, now thinking about going back in behind the tower. Zibe on top of Dyrachyo, trading hits very happily. Throws out the bomb. That's only going to connect onto Celery there. Dyrachyo gets the pullback after the Frostbite. Now, Zibe a little bit low. Has to retreat.
The creeps are all dying, can't commit. Also bottom, Tofu gets a solo kill. So Tofu is owning down here. He's giving all the space in the world for Ace, and he's just continuing the pressure onto a Taker.
We've been definitely praising Tofu and his gameplay over the past couple of games we've seen of his.
Here comes Quinn, perhaps. Pops the haste. He's doing amazing mid, by the way. I did not think that he would have the CS advantage versus a Tiny. That's usually not the way we see that.
Oh my god, and this rotation. Dude, he's level 3. Quinn is 6. Quinn goes for the roll-up. Tofu trying to chase him down. Otaker, he's pretty swift on this Marcy, but the rollback is going to be rough. Decides to go down, and, well, that's going to be enough to find the kill. Quinn picking it up and killing off the creep wave after.
Tofu giving him the last hit too, so now Quinn, he's got Arcane Boots finished, so he's going to be able to rotate a lot easier. And Ace now getting tower damage already. So an excellent start here for Gaimin Gladiators is now Kadaro. He steps up too far.
Yeah, and being encapsulated in Treants, the creep wave, Tofu's just chasing him. Ooh. There isn't really anywhere for him to go, but Otaker makes the move over. Finds Ace, trying to do some more damage. Kadaro turns onto Tofu. This Clockwork is very strong, but it's not going to be strong enough. Does he have a rocket flare?
They kept the siege alive this entire time. This tower is almost dead. As also top.
Oh my god, dude, you weren't wrong about the battle. They just keep running. They keep going in. Dyrachyo finds the kill on Zibe.
This is definitely problematic here for Into the Breach. They're so low level this game off the start here. And that's going to definitely be problematic when, yeah, they've lost their bottom tower.
Go for the deny.
All right.
Big starts right now for Gaimin Gladiators. 2,000 gold ahead at 7.5 minutes. And guess what? No tower. That means it's time to dive potentially. Kadaro trying to get out of here. And
he walked back in.
Oh my god, he clipped on the map or something. Oh, that's one of those misclicks that hurts. Oh.
Things falling apart quick. Now Tofu having such a good game. He's near level 6. He can actually leave bottom lane. Ace gonna get hit 6 very early now. And when you're, suffering a little bit in early game, Wrath of Nature is extremely potent. So already definitely some concerns coming out for Into the Breach.
Trying to set up for the rune. It is an invis bottled by Quinn. Doesn't have the mana right now to go in. And so they will find the pickoff onto Celery.
Okay.
Into the Breach, needing some type of pressure release here.
I really feel like this game's gonna be all on Supreme.
Yeah.
His timing with Blink, him and Immersion, when Immersion gets shard on this Techies too, how much they're gonna be able to have to open up the map, because right now, feels like the map's going to start shrinking very fast, and the team fight, I'd say, for Gaimin Gladiators is way better than Into the Breach. When they all start like meshing and fighting as like this 4 or 5v5s, you can feel Gaimin Gladiators having that much more power. There's the Wrath.
Duraccio pulls them on in, the silence and the turn. So Supreme making these moves pre-Blink Dagger. That is what they needed, because he was still so far away from it.
Yeah, good move. I think, yeah, has to be super active this game to be able to try to salvage these lanes. As TP mid, Ace, they want to dive Kadaro, they want to get this tower.
Yeah, they already took bottom, why not? Keep that pressure on. Kadaro is level 5, you know, getting close at 9 minutes here. Can maybe get another double nuke, but look at him. They pull him back in, find the kill onto Celery. Quinn takes down Immersion. So they do move in with Supreme, and now they'll lift back. Do they have any extra control for Quinn? It's not looking like it. Otaker pulls in Tofu. This is a kind of a crazy battle to go through for Gaimin Gladiators. Quinn rolls back in. Whoop, Tofu hook shots out. And everybody just trying to escape. Can Quinn get out of there okay? It looks like he will.
Trade of the supports.
That's a good defense, though.
Decent one so far. Supreme, like I said, I think he has to turn up to every single one of these fights. Don't think he can slow down to farm at all, because these side lanes, everything is crumbling, especially for the Marcy. So Otaker is going to queue up the Battle Fury. Okay.
Oh my god.
I mean, maybe just he needs to try to farm. This is what, you know, we were saying, that this hero doesn't have a great way to get back into game. So, all right, gonna try for this.
Kadaro. Oh, gets the swashbuckle steal and then gets out.
I'm really worried for this Marcy. I feel like she's never gonna. I feel like she's never gonna get into the game. But
you see, 10 minutes, your core Marcy queuing up a Battle Fury. What do you do?
Oh man, I mean, his lane went so rough.
Yeah, it was really difficult for him. And I mean, you know, you're kind of in this catch-up mode, because I feel like in a way, I mean, maybe you can sort of play that aggro style, but if you're bringing Otaker constantly to the fight, you're just going to get split pushed to death by Ace, right?
Yeah. All right, well, let's see if it's going to work, because it does feel really difficult for them to ever be able to fight then, because it's going to constantly be Gaimin Gladiators with number advantage then, because Marcy's not going to want to turn up with a Battle Fury to fight. So,
right.
Yeah, let's see how they can endure these next few moments, as Gaimin Gladiators looks like they're going to even just continue to kick that pace up.
I want to see what their solution is. Supreme.
It's all Supreme.
Yeah, has sort of been flirting with that top net worth spot for a little while now, as Quinn comes on in to kill off the catapult. But time will tell what ends up happening here. And Gaming, it does look like they're sort of settling in, maybe waiting for that next item to come up before they start going for a fight or something.
Yeah, they're still very farmed. Ace very close to his, he's like more than halfway to his Aghanims, so that's going to be able to increase the speed that they can fight with that lower cooldown, plus the root/disarm that it does. But Supreme now, not only does he have his Blink, but they also find a Fairy Trinket, so it's time to make constant moves, time to open up the map so your Marcy can try to get some space.
Has it all brought into his inventory there, and where are they going to look to fight first? The smoke happens immediately. They're heading up towards Duraccio. He appears to be retreating to the jungle already.
Yeah, this is probably the place that they need to make the move. Just get a tower, or attempt to get a tower, so they can open up the map a little bit.
Oh, wait a minute now. They're running into him in the river.
They're ready for this move, it seems. Waiting for the power rune.
Already level 6. Avatos finds Quinn. The Fade Bolt kill. Nicely played, and, well, pushes Tofu away, but
there's the hook
from long range connects now onto Supreme. Immersion moves into place, though, with the silence. Does he have another round of spells? Gets the toss back. Has an avalanche to escape. But Supreme still in trouble. Throws out that avalanche. Zibe moves in just to help prevent any dive. So they find a kill on Quinn. It does cost them 2 support lives.
Good move, though, because Jebe during that takes the top tower, so opens up a bit of space for his team, and he's going to soon have the mech, so maybe that'll be something that allows them to try to take team fights. Can still feel Gaimin Gladiators, their team fight's going to be so much stronger once they all group up, but Quinn does have to be a bit careful. Definitely burstable.
I mean, and that is the interesting thing, right? Like, you look at these net worths, 5K roughly for all those cores except for Marcy. We're sort of waiting for that next big item that puts Gaimin Gladiators over the edge in terms of their fighting. That Aghanim Scepter that you talked about for MP.
It's a good steal.
Could be one of them.
Gets a jump.
Okay. Ava, toss, finding Quinn again with the silence, but the follow-up damage. The Verdus Dale, it almost kept him alive, but not really. And Tofu, well, now going to get ran at. He hook shots away to the creep that was barely alive. And so they find some plays.
He's still looking perhaps for more. Yeah, he's having really good game, this Tiny. 4-0-1. He's the one who's going to be dictating pace and making that space for the Marcy. So So far, not too bad for the side of Into the Breach. They got to keep that pace up, though, because, yeah, as you mentioned, Gaimin Gladiators, they were sitting back a little bit, waiting for timing. That Aghanims is about to be done for Ace.
Do you think it's just go time at that point? Like, they just want to run at him? Or, okay, it doesn't even need to be the perfect fight necessarily.
No, I think as long as Quinn is there, as long as Quinn doesn't get burst, he should be able to, they should be able to have really good team fights coming in. That being said, though, Jebe, with the mech early on, maybe can turn the tides of thing as well, too, so... Not too bad for Into the Breach, but they got to keep this aggression coming, it feels like.
Playing around. And Supreme finds that one.
Another hook.
Getting the hook shot. Kadaro making some moves. Avalanche toss. Tries to kill him off. Oh, he moves in and takes down that mine before he gets a chance to explode. Well played by Tofu to keep himself alive. And now Kadaro going to drop. Duraccio looks for that hook. Not quite on the mark. And Otaker shows
Duraccio's
up.
deep.
Pulls him back in. Do they have enough? I think that they do. Blast off kill. Celery now getting surrounded by spiders, but pops the ulti. Do they have anything to break this? Hook shot in.
My God.
Oh, the damage! Celery with the biggest CM ulti in the world, and it's still not enough to kill Supreme, but the rest of the team's going to clean it up after. They find a big old CM ulti. And still, not a terrible trade for Into the Breach.
Duraccio in complete no man's land. He is so deep, gets pulled under tower. He gets caught off guard there. Into the Breach, bringing the battles back. Every single time they're bringing more numbers, it feels like, even though they have this Marcy who's going Battle Fury, it feels like they're just in a better position of some of these fights.
So can we talk about this Marcy Battle Fury and what it could do? Like, we're saying if they can wait for this like timing when she gets it and get some more time to farm, like how strong does she become if she actually gets a bunch of items?
I mean, definitely is incredibly powerful once you start getting levels. Once you get level 12, it unlocks a different beast, but it's more about the item after the Battle Fury. If it's going to be something like BKB Basher or something like that, but we'll have to see. Because like we said, haven't gotten to see this hero, especially not with this type of farming build. It's usually just like phase, Basher, BKB.
Yeah, definitely not in pro games at the very least. Well, Gaimin Gladiators still nursing that 2 to 1k gold lead. And it's very much Ace that's just at the top of the charts the whole way through. Kadaro's done a really good job after stealing that hook shot of just making a lot of things happen on the map. But Supreme, kind of in no man's land. Can he get up to the high ground? Ace is up there with him too. The hook pulls him back in, but then the roll back and forth mech, it's not going to be enough to keep him alive. Ace is keeping himself alive, and now Tofu finds that hook shot, a couple more connections, and the NP gets out of harm's way. Great fight from Gaimin Gladiators.
This time they get a proper initiation instead of getting jumped on first. Been able to finally get some connections there instead of dying right away, so nicely done from them. And yeah, Wrath of Nature, we're going to be seeing constantly. Every 60 seconds, that big damage, the root, etc., it's going to be there. So it's hard for Into the Breach still to deal with it. They have to get the instant jumps, and I think it's going to have to be also up to what spell Kadaro steals.
All right. Getting some good vision down, too. I mean, that's part of what set that one up, is just taking a walk through the river and then had the opportunity to jump him. So Ace becoming a menace, has Wrath of Nature back up again. Gaimin Gladiators, they're set up kind of down bottom, though.
It's constantly up. He's almost 12 as well, so that level 2 Wrath of Nature is going to be coming in very soon. But up top, Duraccio.
Can they turn this one?
He's
the
tanky.
Root is there, but a sound counter root. Supreme tosses Duraccio away. So they force out the Wrath of Nature. Can't get a fight off that from Gaimin.
Looking to still get a fight. Yeah, Into the Breach with that on cooldown. Trying to find something here. Got to be careful. Quinn's in the area.
Looking for it. Have the Avalanche connects. The Greaves are done. Silence onto only one, but Quinn, it's enough. And the CM ulti, the lift to break it, tries to run away, but they kill off Kadaro. So 1 for 1, but it's Quinn that dies again.
And I believe that's now Techie Shard coming out. Yeah, it's finished. So they keep getting the perfect jumps onto Quinn. This is 3 times now they've been able to shut him down nicely. That ward placed in a very deep spot from Immersion, able to watch this Pango get the jump on him. Nicely done.
Into the Breach playing very well with this unorthodox draft, and you can see they drop down a ward here, will get the D ward, but not on the one that set up the kill. We'll see if they can find that one in a second.
And Otaker, he's got the Battle Fury, so he's been left alone. He's been able to get this farm up. He's near level 12 too, so all right, not too shabby.
Straight into the BKB after. And, I mean, again, this is that hero that has the sort of natural steroid built in with that sidekick. Can give that over maybe to the Tiny, if we see that later with, like, an Axe build or something. A lot of potential options you can go for Into the Breach.
Some pretty decent, definitely decent targets to be able to throw a sidekick on. Even the Brood.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Dyrachyo about to have Ags, so still continuing to get a little bit more out of the map, but into the breach, they're bringing the fight, and they're bringing it without the Marcy. That's the impressive thing. They're getting these good initiations, and Marcy's just sitting back, soaking up the space. How's our stack situation looking? Oh, okay, pretty good.
Yeah.
Otaker's very happy with this.
And I can't help but wonder, like, you know, in a lot of these fights, what... Oh, he's going to take that, yeah.
Yep, I like it. I like this type of... I like when you use Unleash in these type of scenarios. The game is slow, you're not showing up to fights, you don't want to show up to fight before BKB, so you're all about max efficiency.
Well, really good stuff coming out from into the breach over the last couple of minutes, but as you said, with the Aghanims done for Dyrachyo, this feels like it could be their moment. A fight sort of on the verge of happening maybe, as there's a smoke up coming through the river, but it's only Kadaro down here. So unlikely to find any hero of significance at this point for Gaimin Gladiators.
For Into the Breach, key is always going to be target Quinn. It's going to be just Avatos, combo him with Immersion, Suiciding. Then they perhaps can have these type of team fight advantages with their draft. But it's going to have to be killing Quinn immediately. If they don't kill Quinn, the whole fight's going to turn on them immediately. So always eyes on if they can get the jump. Yes, yeah, mid-tower.
And you can see how far back he's playing right now.
Yeah.
Inside of their own vision. And Gaimin Gladiators, they will claim this tower in the mid lane. A pretty easy one.
Mines all set up in the area here, but Supreme, he's caught.
Oh, the root, the Wrath of Nature. Avatos tries to get away, and the roll-in from Rubik, he finds it. Steals it away. Guardian Greaves gets off. That keeps Supreme alive long enough for Zibe to move in, find the kill, and suddenly you lose one, but able to take down two.
Nice little tumblers. Beautiful steal. Kadaro, I feel like he's really making this early game happen with Supreme. These steals time and time again.
Zibe runs on through, tries to find Tofu, gets the disarm, and that might buy Tofu enough time. Tumbler's toy and the TP out. Well played.
Two fancy little tumble plays. Nicely done from Tofu. I mean, I'm so impressed with the way they're still bringing the action, bringing these fights constantly. They're bringing down the Pudge, too, over and over again. Dyrachyo not feeling as tanky as he probably thinks he is.
Dude, with this Battle Fury, Otaker also is like 3-shotting waves or something.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy how much damage he does.
He's level 14. He's been left on his own. He's been left on his own island. They haven't actually been able to pressure him because of the way that the rest of them are playing on In the Breach. It's starting to look like it perhaps is going to work out for them with this farm for him.
Look at that farming. Oh, hitting creeps. Feels so good.
BKB soon on the menu, so he's going to be able to show up to every one of these fights after that.
So one of the things that I feel like we're also feeling a lot here on the Gaimin Gladiators side is not... Oh, wait a minute. Hook shot in, finds Zibe. Push back with the cogs, Ace moves in, and this is the type of kill that they wanted to get on Gaimin Gladiators.
Finally able to take down this pesky spider. Zibe's been very annoying, too.
Oh, look at that accuracy.
Beautiful.
I want to know what Kadaro's is.
7 out of 9, undefined.
Oh, yeah, and he still has level 2 roll. Wow, 75% on the hooks, too, coming from the Pudge.
This is big. With Kadaro still with roll, they can perhaps look to take a fight. And Otaker, 1 or 2 more camps, and he has BKB.
Denying the Invisorin right in his face. I mean, if nothing else, then it makes it feel like Gaimin Gladiators probably not comfortable going for a full fight into that Rubik with the roll stolen. So it buys more time for the Marcy almost.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's been amazing plays really from Kadaro after a really tough laning phase too. He had like probably the most miserable time as this Rubik down bottom. 2 great steals. It's kept this game really close.
And fun. 29 kills in 22 minutes.
That's what we hoped for.
Yeah.
Kind of what we expected with these fast-paced drafts.
Ace BKB is done now. You can see still very heavily win probability into the favor of Dire. But they are going to smoke up with 4 now and try and head off through the Dire jungle.
Yeah, let's see what they're going to make do with Otaker finally able to show up with his BKB. See how much damage he's going to be able to do. Can he stick on the targets? Will they get the initiation? Will they kill Quinn? Or will they steal the Rolling Thunder? Like, which one's it going to be for people to shut him down in those team fights?
Kadaro no longer has it, but does get the D ward, and now heading on through the mid lane. Tofu is the one that's there to break the smoke. Do they spot him?
Uh-oh.
Throws it out and goes for the jump away.
Both teams hesitant.
Tofu, oh my god, he's almost 3/4 of the way to Ags. on the clock. Dude, he is so farmed.
He had one of the best early games I feel like we've ever seen on a clock. 6-1 and 8. It's part of 14 of their kills, so.
Now, scan connects, so Gaimin Gladiators know that they're in the area, and it looks like they're comfortable now trying to take the fight into them.
Yeah, Quinn with Blink. Same kind of thing. If he gets initiated on, or if they steal Rolling Thunder, Into the Breach could look for a team fight. But if Gaimin Gladiators gets a clean initiation, could be really difficult.
Quinn walking around. There is the smoke break and immediately blinks away. And yeah, now they see Supreme. Thought about going there for a moment. Tofu still has that hook shot. Connects Supreme. 4-stabbed away by Kadaro. And then the lift to separate. But the Wrath of Nature, the root onto 3, the turn, Ace right on top with the BKB. They run away on Kadaro. Quinn gets the Rolling Thunder run back, and look at Otaker, he can't do anything. He's stuck there in the Sprout. The entire team is getting pulled apart, and Marcy can't find a target.
And now Quinn wants more.
He's thinking about it, going in for a bit more now. Immersion, he might have to blast off to get out of here, or saves it to try and turn. Otaker can't find Celery, and the Diffusal Blade keeps him under control, but there's the stun that they needed. Quinn in too far, pops that BKB, and now they can run at Celery a little bit more. Duraccio pretty far away. They can't quite connect. So they do manage to get a trade of mid laner kills. But, again, a little bit of a weird one.
Yeah, Otaker, we're seeing a little bit of the struggle. Even with Battle Fury, stuck inside Sprout for a second there, then has to end up using BKB to try to get to somebody, but actually ends up being a wasted BKB. Doesn't actually hit a single target with an Unleash or BKB. But still, good fights. I mean, they're getting these trades. They're getting on Quinn, Immersion, time and time again. The two supports, really, have been just total nuisances for Quinn. But still, Gaimin Gladiators are comfortable. They now have BKB on Duraccio, so still looks pretty good for them. But this Marcy's definitely getting stronger and stronger.
Marcy getting stronger, can hit pretty hard. I mean, these roots are so freaking annoying for Supreme, though. It just pops the BKB, tries to pull him away. Supreme, where's your help? The jump finds the back line. Okay, Ace under control, but Celery over to the side. It's more than enough damage coming out. Everybody's dying to Quinn. They're all getting pulled apart. Gaimin Gladiators, they're in on top of them. They find the Marcy 2. Didn't get a chance to cast anything, and this is finally the moment that they've been waiting for.
Big timings there. The BKB, Duraccio able to stand his ground. And now with 4 dead, they can just go for Roche probably. That BKB still on cooldown for the Marcy, unable to commit anything into the fight.
Man, what a hard fight for them to take on Into the Breach. And I guess that this is that sort of point that we've been waiting for, is like, if the fights all work the way that Gaimin Gladiators expect them to, with BKBs down, they're just going to get demolished.
Yeah, if they get the jumps, if they're able to focus fire these targets like that, it's looking hard. But I mean, I'm still just waiting to see like the next item for the Marcy, because that's probably when she can pop off. But now there's going to be a Roche advantage. And they also get another hook.
Finds Immersion in trouble. Kadaro running in, wants to steal it, not gonna happen. Only steals Rot, and that is not gonna be enough there.
Immersion got the last hit at least, I think, when his mines exploded, so.
There you go.
At least got a little bit of something there. But now Gaming, yeah, have a huge timing. Everything's opened up now for them. Feels like map's gonna be very difficult for Into the Breach, unless the Marcy's gonna be able to do some magic. But Gaimin Gladiators, looking to still play fast, not really cooldown reliant.
I mean, the sort of positive spin, I guess, like you're saying, that you could put on this for Into the Breach is, you know, you couldn't have asked for a worse fight earlier, so it can only get better, right? Oh no, maybe not. Supreme is getting chased. These clockwork flares with the Aghanims. Really hard to deal with.
They're keeping lanes shoved out now. So Duraccio is going to push out bottom. Mid's shoved out from either Rockets or the Wrath of Nature / Treants. So Into the Breach, what's the next move going to be? They're covered by wards, they're covered by vision. Feels like all their moves are going to be scouted now. And they need every initiation to go perfectly. They have to kill the Pango immediately, or they have to somehow get Kitaro to get a good spell steal, but still starting to feel harder and harder until the Marcy feels like she can actually fight.
Playing under these wards, and like you say, like Marcy, you need that perfect initiation.
Yeah. They're starting to fall really, not just, it's the gold, but look at the levels coming out. Supreme's level 14 and Marcy 16. Look at the levels on the side of Gaimin Gladiators. Yeah, Duraccio's level 20.
That's crazy.
And I guess we didn't even talk about the factor also that with Aghanims, when you're playing versus Marcy, if that BKB wears off, you're not going to be lifestealing. You're probably not going to be able to stand toe-to-toe versus a hero like Pudge Carry.
And look at this. They just see everything. Supreme has to run away. tries to get out of here, Invis, and they are keeping vision.
Ace just TPing in their faces.
Right on top of her. Otaker disarmed immediately, has to run. BKB maybe gonna have to TP out, and immediately goes for it, but
the hook,
it's not gonna break. Oh, wait, he pulled him back in. Oh my God, he hit the timing. What? Okay, Otaker now just gonna die.
Oh my, that's 2 times now. The BKB is just doing nothing.
Fountain hooks have changed a little bit over the years. As Zibe there, it's going to get ran down. And do they have a way to chase him any further? Doesn't quite look like it. Oh.
Rockets, bottom.
Oh, it's down bottom. They find immersion. Everywhere you look on the map, Gaimin Gladiators are hunting and killing.
Yep, so much vision. I love this build, honestly, from Tofu, the Ags. He's had such a good game. He's going to get hooked now. Maybe going to die.
There's the combo. And immersion, appreciating what Kadaro's doing. Now they find Ace. They're going in 1 by 1, but it might not matter. As Celery is there. Now the hook, the BKB, but the counter hook. Get on over here, buddy. I got you.
But Duracho, he's the big boy now.
We'll find Zibe, and that is going to be a dead spider.
Oh, boy. Another hook. Another one.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's fun.
Well, 10K gold lead now into the favor of Gaimin Gladiators. And another good steal with Kadaro having this hook. Is that going to change any of the dynamics at all? I mean, I guess it's still they're playing into Aegis.
They're playing into Aegis and more items being picked up for the Pango. He's getting tankier, harder to be burst down. And yeah, the Marcy carry, you know, they made all the space in the world for a taker, but he showed up now, what, 3 times and has been unable to do literally anything. So I think all of us were waiting for the moment to see if it's going to be powerful. I don't think it's going to get strong this game.
It was close to happening, but not close enough. And, I mean, you just look at what Ace does at this point. The lift to pull away, but then looks for the hook, the counter hook.
Oh, okay.
Well, Kadaro tries to escape, but Celery puts the kibosh on that. And they finally bring down that pesky Rubik.
And yeah, we saw the hero damage there as well. Marcy's only done 5,000 damage. It's literally just his team full out kind of carrying, at least as a 4v5 for the most part of this game. But yeah, now you need your carry to eventually be showing up. It's 30 minutes in. They haven't had Otaker able to do literally anything.
Hard game for Into the Breach.
Good early game, but things have quickly spiraled out of control.
As Quinn, speaking of spiraling, finds Supreme, messes with him a little bit, and then gets out of there. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is that I think about that matchup, and I feel like there's so many times where you see like a similar draft from Into the Breach, but instead of the Marcy, it's like a Terrorblade or a Morphling or one of these other heroes that, you know, can provide something later. And it feels like it has to be perfect for Otaker to even be able to have a shot at it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, they made so much space. They literally did, like, I feel like they actually fought back way better than I thought they could at the 10 to 20 minute mark. And then, yeah, they don't have this carry to be like, okay, our Morphling's ready, our Terrorblade's ready, our big boy's ready to fight. Marcy just, unable to really find any footing in this game.
Well, now down 15,000 gold. It needs to be a hell of a fight from them. Shiva's guard done on Pudge.
They're so farmed at this point. An AC coming up soon for Ace.
I don't even know if they can kill Tofu. Smoke on smoke.
Duracho's just hit.
He's on all of them. Tofu goes for the overcharge. Now the chase down, they've got him under control. They're not doing anything at this point at all. Otaker, get back over here. The entire duration of that BKB was getting dismembered. Celery staying alive. Duracho running down Zibe, and yeah, everybody is just going to die here on the side of Into the Breach. Supreme, the last one to live, is just got to get out.
Yeah, Marcy, unable to, like you said, unable to fight at all. Goes in, gets bitten. Look at the damage that she did. Pretty much nothing. As Duracho, he's way too farmed at this point.
The power of that Pudge carry.
Yep. We've seen it a lot now. It disappeared for some time, and then now in the last few weeks or so, it's completely came back.
And I think that it's sort of one of those things, too, where, you know, if it starts to work for a couple of teams, they can draw inspiration, make it their own in their own way, too. A lot of flexibility with this hero. And now, pushing down each of these lanes of racks, Gaimin Gladiators looking to close this one out. They find the hook. Gonna connect onto Supreme. He does get that BKB off. Kadaro tried to find hook himself, but can't get there in time.
Rockets to scout everything. while they back up on their retreat. Keep everybody kind of low.
Whew. And then the regen afterwards coming from the Pudge.
Back to full health.
I mean, again, like for thinking about this type of dynamic, I feel like Into the Breach, as you said, played so well through that early, salvo of fighting. These heroes feel like they work around each other quite well. So it feels like, potentially thinking into game number 2, if they're going out that way, there's still a lot of positives to take from this, I feel like.
Yeah, from 4 of the heroes, I feel like. The Marcy just has had no involvement, has not been able to get involved at all. They did such a good job with techies, the Rubik steals, same thing with the Tiny, the rotations and stuff, but yeah, they don't have a safe laner. So at least that's what it's really been feeling like through the majority of this game. While Gaimin Gladiators, it feels like they have 2 safe laners, Ace being an absolute monster and Dyrachyo as well.
Oh my god, they got the courier. Was that his Ags? Oh, that one.
I believe so.
He's still 900 gold away from it, but nonetheless, it hurts.
Yeah, he can disassemble. But,
oh, you're right.
But still, I mean, either way, yeah, 900 away now if he doesn't disassemble. As Ace now, Ace he's done. So yeah, I mean, the Marcy damage is starting, even when he's now going to be soon hitting level 18 with Basher, they've got all the armor in the world. The Shiva's on the Pudge, the AC on the Nature's Prophet, the innate tankiness of Pangolier as well too. Yeah, it doesn't feel like he's going to be able to do much with this low BKB timing.
I mean, yeah, if we sort of plot out all of the deaths that happened in this game, I feel like there were so many from Gaimin Gladiators before, like, what, 15, 18 minutes, somewhere in that neighborhood, and then everything else is just all gone their way.
Yeah, when was the last time they actually... I mean, they got Clockwork, and Quinn in the last 10 minutes or so.
And those are the only deaths.
And those are, like, the only real deaths until, like, around 20-minute mark, so...
Dyrachyo, refresher done now, and waiting for that next Roche. It's going to be 2 minutes till it's capable of respawning.
He just pumps out items on Pudge every time I watch him play it. I think this is my favorite hero I see Dyrachyo playing lately.
I like that, yeah. He definitely feels comfortable on it, and the team feels comfortable playing around him.
Yeah, I think twice this game maybe played a little over-aggressive, thinking he was a little bit tankier and got punished for it, but then he found his footing once he started getting some items.
Daro behind enemy lines.
The scouting. The rockets are everywhere.
Immersion looking for the jump in. They find Kadaro, going to kill him off, and are they going to try and blow up one? They do. They get Celery. Now Odaker in some trouble. So they got their CM, but are going to lose a couple afterwards as Zibe out in trouble too. The Spider trying to hide away. Quinn catches him with the bash, and Dyrachyo pops that refresher, looking for the Shiva's rundown. The Dismember is there, and they will kill them all off again.
Well, they got Celery.
There you go.
The Marcy. Full ult BKB to kill the CM, and then CM just buys back, and yeah, looks like that should be the closing of the game very soon.
Tier 3 tower going to drop down, as they did buy back on Celery even to come back into this fight that much quicker. And a lot of voice lines coming on out from both of the teams.
Supreme's like, my Ags, my courier's back in 10 seconds.
Oh no, the bash. Poor Supreme, he just wants to escape. The Dismember, and the last little punch coming from Dyrachyo to end his life. Kadaro also is going to go down. And as they clean up the last of these towers, GG is going to be called. It was a valiant effort from Into the Breach, but they again get knocked down by the Gladiators.
Some good fighting, right? From the 8 to 20 minute mark, it felt like, for Into the Breach. Some great spell steals. Getting on top of Quinn a couple of times, getting these early kills. But then it was, where's my carry? When's my carry going to be like?